Hello ATF team, Dr. J coming to you here with another ATF breakout. What you're going to notice this week is that we have went ahead and backed off the stretching. Hopefully you're starting to recuperate. Heard from a lot of folks that a lot of the crop is getting in the ground, that the soils have been good and it hasn't been too wet, so we can't stick around there too long with just the recuperation stage. So we went ahead and moved on. So we're going to back off on the stretching a little bit, and then you'll notice that we've increased and moved on and adding some volume back over onto the core stabilization exercises. If for some reason you yourself are behind and you again are real busy in this season, there's nothing wrong if you want to go ahead and double up again on that on the stretching component, and then reduce the core stabilization back down to the 30 seconds. That's up to you if that's what you feel you want to do, but we've got to have that program variation so that we continue to have progressions, or that we continue to make improvements over time. Another thing you're going to notice, you're going to wonder why it is that on the days 1, 3, and 5 that we've come back to just standard bridging and planking and things like that, and that we took the limb movement out of those. It's because we increased the time. Remember, as we get from 1 to 2 minutes, that's our normal, that's our target goals, and we want to be able to do that real well. If we go back to the original pilot that we did before we even started here over the last 11 weeks, and we had some of that information from your organization, what we found was a lot of you were pretty strong and could hold those planks for a long time, but however it was in dysfunctional postures. You had a lot of anterior tilt in the hips, again a lot of forward shoulder, rounded shoulder, and so we've focused a lot here over the last 11 weeks, and if you were in the prior 9, we have upwards of 20 weeks where we've been focusing on that mobility. So hopefully you're able to do these with a lot better form, and that you're able to maintain that long and strong plank type positions, or those bridge positions where you can get that pelvis or get those hips into neutral, and again that open chest where you're staying long and tall. So let's really again focus on doing this well and doing it right. That's the point. That's why with the Academy to Function we focus on doing it right, working within a progression that works for you. So 1 minute holds there on days 1, 3, and 5. You will notice though on days 2 and 4 we do have the integrated limb movement, and everything stays there in our cues again. Watch that chin tuck. Okay, watch for those hips to fall. Doing it right, doing it well, that's our key focus on there. We went ahead and we increased the time as well on the Indian clubs or the weighted gloves. Again, this is to start building up that muscular endurance. Hopefully your mobility is starting to improve. And then again in days 2 and 4 we did integrate a new movement, and you should be doing movement 5 with a single arm. And so this is just adding again a little bit of variation, a little bit of difference, but you'll note that we're only going 30 seconds on that, and that's just because it's a new movement. We want you to focus on doing it well. Find that mirror. Perhaps you don't have access to a mirror, you do this outside or whatever that is. That's wonderful. The weather's a little bit better, so you can enjoy nature. Go out there, and I even did this myself today. I guess you do a little bit of what looks like shadow boxing. You can get that sun behind you and use the shadow, cast it off onto the ground, or even off onto a wall or the side of your house, and use that as your focus to make sure that you're continuing to do those movements properly. The other thing you're going to notice is that there has been a little bit of purposeful variation on the cardio. We know this is optional, but we want to emphasize and throw it back in there. But you're going to note we have you in what's called a zone 3, or an interval training, where we want you to get your heart rate up and then bring it down, and then get it back up and bring it back down. We want you to do this purposely, and then we increase that time from the standard 15 to 30 minutes to 30 to 45 minutes. This is graduation season. This is where we're going around from house to house, graduate to graduate, whether that's high school or that's college. We know this is a really busy time for you all, and that this also sometimes includes maybe not the best calories in the world. And interval training is really good for calorie burn, because it's a very inefficient movement. And that sounds odd, I'm saying, to do something that's inefficient. Well, I am in this particular case, given this particular time of year. I'm asking you to get this this variance, in-program variance, so it confuses the body. And some of you may have heard this, muscle confusion, whatever you want, but it just basically allows your body not to be efficient with this calorie burn. Instead, you exhaust a lot more calories. So I've asked you to kind of pick a cardio of your choice. And this should be something fun. That's why I said pick something leisurely. It could be pick up basketball, or something of that nature, or just something that you enjoy doing, as long as it gets your heart rate up and that you have kind of this variance where you're going high intensity, a little bit lower intensity, high intensity, lower intensity, so you're getting that variation. So once again, we want to congratulate all those graduates out there. Perhaps you have a son, a daughter, a grandson, a granddaughter, a niece, a nephew, someone that's graduating. We hope that you enjoy this time and you continue to enjoy your exercises. And remember that the Academy Function is here to help you function better in your world.